Alright, hey there guys, I'm gonna do 2 reviews in a row on the floor, I guess. Basically I don't have a chair right now and I'm busy putting up posters later, so I don't really want to do the review where there's like kind of a bare wall. And I don't even have the posters yet too, I still need to get sticky tag and stuff, so that's nothing. But anyway, I just filmed a fight scene for my short film and I'm sweaty, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, but let's crank out 2 reviews right now. I just realized, why would I put that with the UFC fighting things? So, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Wow, this movie's awesome. Like, I can't lie to you. This movie, wow. Basically, the film is a sequel with a retcon at the beginning. Because in the last movie, the original Ghost Rider movie, which, quick opinion, kinda pretty much garbage, yeah. Besides some funny Nicolas Cage stuff, the movie's terrible. Retcons basically how he became the Rider, because in the original, his dad was dying and he was given a contract and basically was kind of tricked into getting his blood on it, so he didn't want to be the Rider. In this movie, they basically retcon that and say, no, he wanted to be the Rider. He friggin' got the blood all over the contract. He wanted to be the Rider, so that's a good retcon. They kind of changed a couple events in the original movie, and the devil, I guess, in the last movie, he was, whatever his name was, played by Peter Fonda. In this one, he's Rourke, played by Syrian Hines. And, you know, right now for the villain, for the devil in both movies, he's always just kind of lame. Nicolas Cage, though, on the other hand, as a star, wow. After all the retconning, basically, Nick Cage is hiding in Europe somewhere, and Idris Elba, whoever his character was, I kind of blanking on the name, he finds him and tells him to come help him because they need to find this boy, because if they don't, basically he'll become the Antichrist and it'll cause a lot of problems. So, okay, let the Nicolas Cage-ness ensue. And it does. I mean, good God, Nick Cage is uncaged. You name any Nicolas Cage movie you've ever seen that he acts crazy. I mean, Wicker Man, Matchstick Men, Bad Lieutenant Protocol, New Orleans, all those type of movies where Nick Cage is just crazy and just, Nicolas Cage! Oh! That doesn't hold a candle to this. Nick Cage is nuts. The man is insane, and they're letting an insane man run around on camera doing whatever the hell he wants. Oh! Scratching at the door! Because it's from the director, Neville Dean and Taylor, the men who made, where the hell is, get out. Crank and Crank 2. Some of my favorite, no, they actually are my 2 favorite action movies of all time. But basically, Crank, 2 of my favorite action movies of all time, just crazy, just they got all these cool camera angles and very cartoony, all over the place style, a lot of shaky camera handheld stuff, but it works in a good way because they're not doing the stupid type crap that you see in like Hunger Games for partial parts, Transformers, Safe House, all that garbage. It's not like that. It's like shaky cam, handheld stuff where you can see it, where it's going on, and it enhances the movie like something like the Bourne movies. The acting though, I'm gonna save Nick Cage. I'll talk about everyone else. The little boy was nothing special. He was fine. He wasn't a bad child actor. I mean, I'd watch this kid in other movies. He was fine. He was a kid actor that was good. So there. I believed he was a kid that was turning into a demon seed Antichrist that kind of didn't want to, okay? And, the girl, Volante Placido, yeah, her, she, basically the girl that hatched me, but she's not a love interest like Eva Mendes in the first movie, and I'm thankful for that. They didn't need a love interest, they didn't use one. And I mean, she's better than Eva Mendes, but I mean, she's still not completely useful. She's the boy's mom. She's good with guns, okay? She's not terrible. Idris Elba, awesome. He plays basically a French priest, gunman, wine connoisseur. I guess that's the way to describe him. And he's pretty awesome. I mean, Idris Elba's always awesome, so it's fun to see Idris Elba act kind of crazy in this. And then you get the bad guy. Well, there's two. Rourke, played by Syrian Hines, who was lame. Just Syrian Hines, he can act good. He's a good actor, but his character doesn't really have anything. And Johnny Whitworth as Kerrigan. Man, I mean, I didn't know you would actually allow someone to do a Nick Cage impression. But the guy almost seemed like he was trying to, like he wasn't trying to be crazier than Nick Cage, but he himself had a few crazy moments. Like, a few. I'm not saying like the guy's running around crazy like, ah! Like, no, he's not crazy. But he's got one or two kind of Nick Cage almost moments. But for the most part, he was a good villain. In the first one, Wes Bentley, he was just... I mean, Wes Bentley, he's a good actor, and he's being this guy. If he grabs you, you basically just kind of die. It was lame. Johnny Whitworth, I mean, wow, Kerrigan's first part of the movie, he's like, he dated the mom, kind of, and they got a little bit of a grudge, and he's trying to get the boy, and then eventually he's killed. And he turns into a... Well, basically, Rourke, the devil, resurrects him and turns him a little different. He kind of goes all white-skinned, he gets a big blonde mop top, and then running around, and he's able to decompose people, kind of like Wes Bentley, but slightly different. The decomposing is different. It's like he grabs an apple, gone. Grabs a Twinkie, that's fine. That was a funny moment. But yeah, he has a couple... He has some really nice moments. I thought he was a really good villain for this movie, but Nicolas Cage, wow. Basically, it's him and then Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage is wow. Like, I mean, Matchstick Man, he's running around asking for pills, like, woo! Like, just running. Ever been dragged down the sidewalk and beaten until pissed blood? Like that crazy Nick Cage? Whoa. I mean, Nick Cage in this. Scratching at the door! I mean, that's just one moment. I mean, when he's turning into the Rider, it's crazy. And when he is the Rider, let me tell you something. You watch the first movie in this one, when it's the Rider, you can tell it's Nicolas Cage. You can tell Nicolas Cage was sitting there, walking around, okay, I'm the Rider, and I'm gonna do this. Like, you can tell he's sitting there going crazy. And the filming leads to it, because it's a very, it's very cartoony filming almost in a way. And the CGI assists that. And the CGI, I didn't think it looked bad. Some people said it looked bad. I thought it was almost intentionally cartoony to fit this movie. With Nicolas Cage going around crazy. I'm Ghost Rider. And, like, enough can't be said how enjoyable it is to see Nick Cage just go completely insane on camera. But the Ghost, like, basically the Rider, like, he's trying to fight off the Rider, doesn't like it, because eventually the Rider now just kills anyone. The Ghost Rider, like, you were bad, you're dead. But there's a few things I didn't like. The penance there, in the first movie he'll grab you and he'll look in your eyes and you'll basically see all your sins, and then you're basically dead, like you're burnt up into a skeleton, you drop dead. This one, it's like he's grabbing you and just kind of staring at you. And I'll imagine that, because I believe Nicolas Cage, when he was the Rider, he basically painted himself all black and slicked his hair back and put in like black contacts. So basically when you're filming this, all you're doing is staring at Nick Cage and this crazy black face, just looking at it and you're like... I mean, that's gotta be awkward as... I don't know how they didn't laugh. Like, Nick Cage is sitting there staring at you. But then and it's awkward. It's like watching the Rider just stare at them, and then eventually they just kind of poof into dust. I mean, that was bad. I prefer the pen and stare in the first one, but everything else was pretty fun. The action, like, you can tell Ghost Rider's not really a fast-moving guy, because, I mean, he's grabs someone to pen and stare, everyone else can just run away. But then when he's, like, swinging his chain and, like, turning people to dust and all that, awesome. It's fun. The guy shoots him and he eats all his bullets, sprays him back at him. Cool. The fact that this is PG-13, I minded until I started watching the movie, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with it being PG-13. I think if it was rated R, it'd look better. Like, we'd get some better shots for some parts. See a guy getting torn apart by the bullets sprayed at him and stuff. It just looked better as rated R, but I wasn't minding that it was PG-13. I still enjoyed it a whole bunch. So yeah, the Rider's crazy. I mean, the Rider, it's orgasmic for him. When he's turned into the Rider, he's like enjoying it like immensely. He's just sitting there like, like he's getting off on it. He loves being the Rider at some points. And so, on the whole, I mean, the acting is all around pretty serviceable, except for Johnny Whitworth and Nick Cage. And Idris Elba. So basically the three main characters were awesomely acted. I loved all of them. Didn't hate anyone really. And the writing, whatever, it got kind of religious second half, kind of but you know what? It was just so fun. The first half was just plain Nicolas Cage nuts. Second half, Nicolas Cage going nuts with religion involved. And I mean, wow. The directing, the style I enjoyed for this movie, it fits this movie. And I mean, it's a Nicolas Cage movie. If you like Nick Cage movies, if you hear, hey, there's a new Nick Cage movie coming out, you gotta do two things. Oh, great. Another Nick Cage movie. Or you're sitting there like, oh my god, I'm gonna go see it opening weekend. I wanna see this Nick Cage. He's awesome. I don't care if the movie's bad or not. It's Nick Cage. And you know me? I'm the second. I love seeing Nick Cage. Acting, he can act terrific sometimes. Matchstick Men, Bad Lieutenant, I mean, come on, he's awesome. Adaptation, terrific. And then you get something like Ghost Rider, not a very good acting thing, but when he's acting crazy, whoa. Can he get an Oscar anyway? If he, like, I would give the guy the Oscar for this, just for craziness. The man's crazy. All in all, the movie is awesome. Go see it. It's my favorite Marvel movie of all time. I mean, Daredevil, Spider-Man 1, all of that. If you give me a chance, I'll probably want to watch Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance again. So Ghost Rider, you get a B+. Not a terrific movie, but watching Nick Cage go crazy is an enjoyable 2 hours, or whatever it was, hour 45, something like that. Go see it now, please. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor.